Welcome, class, to today's lesson, Lesson 2-16. Strong mathematicians can multiply four-digit numbers by one-digit number. So you can get out your math notebook, your pencil, write down today's date, and let's get started. So the first question we're going to ask ourselves is, what's the difference between a three-digit number and a four-digit number? And we think about that, the only thing is one more digit, which means there's probably one more place value that we can add. So the question is, how would that look different if you were trying to use an area model to multiply? Well, we know when we started with 2 by 1, we had 2 boxes. And if we had 3 by 1, we had 3 boxes. So you can probably guess what's going to go on here. If we have 4 digits, we're going to probably have, you got it, 4 boxes. But we'll get there after this example. So we got to look at this model of how this would work right here. So we've seen this boxes like this before as we're breaking down numbers. So we notice right here we've got on the side, we're going to say this is, so we have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, which gives us a total of 7 on that side. And then over here, instead of these being hundreds like they were last time, we're going to make these thousands. So we have 1,000 plus 1,000 plus another 1,000. So this really be a representative multiplication of 7 times 3,000. So we know that 7 times 3,000, well, we're going to take the 3 and break it into, whoops, there goes that mark. We'll bring that with us. There you go. So we're going to take this up and say, so 7 times 3,000 equals 7 times 3 times 1,000. As we break apart those different pieces of the puzzle. Well, now we know we're going to put things together of easier multiplication terms. So we're going to look at this one right now. And look at 7 times 3. So we notice 7 times 3 times 1,000. Well, what is 7 times 3? 7 times 3 is 21. So that means we'd have 21 groups of 1,000. So if we have 21 groups of 1,000, we have 21,000. So you can pause the video right now as we try how we broke this apart down and we moved it through. And this is an example to help you with your example that you're going to see when it's your turn to work on it. So now let's look at an example. Now we've broken it apart. So now we just don't have thousands, we have a number. So 6 times 5,287. So we're going to break apart all these place values. We have the 5,000 because it's in the 5 place value, the 2 in the 200, the 8 in the 10, so it's 80, and 7 in the ones. So we're going to do like we did before. We had 4 boxes because we have 4 place values. So we're going to go 6 times 5,000 equals 6 times 200 equals 6 times 80 equals, and 6 times 7 equals. So right now, 6 times 5 is 30. That means I have 30 groups of 1,000, so that would be 30,000. We have 6 times 2, our fact would be 12, and that's in the hundreds, so we have 1,200. 1,200 or 1,200. 8's in the tens place value. 6 times 8 is 48, and then 48 times 10 would be 480, and 6 times 7 is 42. So once we have all those numbers laid out for us, we need to add them all together. So 30,000. Said 1,200. Make sure we line up our place values, 480 and 42. And now when we add those up, we get a 2, we get a 12. So going to carry the 1. Oh, a little too big. Let's bring it down here. 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 1 is 7, and a 1 and a 3. So our answer would be 31,722. So you can pause the video right now and write down this example to help you out of how to use the area model with a 1-digit by 4-digit number. And here's another example. Notice take less and less parts each time, so we got to start putting more and more parts in. So like we have number 8, since it's a single digit, it goes on our one row. And then we got to break up our numbers, so we have 6,000, because it's in the thousands place value. Our 4 is in the hundreds, so we have 400. Our 7 is in the tens, so we have 70. And our 2 is in the ones. Now we're going to multiply all those numbers across, so 8 times 6,000 equals 8 times 400 equals 8 times 70 equals, and 8 times 2 equals. So with that, the 6 is 8 times 6 is 48. It's in the thousands. So that means I would have 48 groups of 1,000, which would make 48,000. 8 times 4 is 32, and I'm in the hundreds, so I'd have 3,200 or 3,200. 8's in the 10, so 8 times 7 is 56, so I have 56 tens, which would make 560. 8 times 2 is 16. Now I take all those numbers, I need to add them together. Should have added more space to this, but little did I know that I write so big. 560 and 16. I'm going to add those all up. I get a 6 here, a 7, a 7, a 1, and a 5. So I've got 51,776. So pause the video again right now, write down your example to help you out with your problems moving forward of using the area model on a 1 by 4 digit number. So now it's your turn. So you're going to take this number right now, see if you can do the same thing, how you can multiply 6 times 4,000. How can you break it apart? How can you move the numbers around? And then solve this problem now. Good luck. And some more math problems to solve. 4 times 2,961 and 7 times 4,968. Said use the area model, give it your best shot. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to share those out or jot those down. Also, if you have any strategies that you use to help you, feel free to share those as well. Said thank you very much for another great lesson.